Hello, so I'm going to assume that you're here because either you've been following me online, or you've been following other people online, or you've been keeping up with the news and all the recent documentaries, and you want to use less plastic and generate less waste, and you don't know where to start. And I'm going to give you 3 starting points. These are really bloody obvious, and they're things you've definitely already been told, but what I want to focus on and emphasize in this video is consistency and doing these things all of the time instead of occasionally, because I think the mindset and the shift in your mind is almost just as important. I'm going to be referring to my iPad because I wrote an article about this for my first zine, I believe, and I had all my thoughts nice and collected, so I'm going to refer to that to make sure I don't miss anything. So if I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at my iPad, which is here. Number 1. Take a tote bag with you when you go shopping. Like I said, it's obvious. Everyone is talking about doing this, especially now that plastic bags cost you 5p in the UK. But how many times have you gotten to the shop and realised that you don't have a tote bag? Or how many times have you been about to take a tote bag, but it's too much of an inconvenience, and so you felt a little guilty, but you've snuck out of the house without it? What I did to combat this was I found a really thin tote bag that I could roll up and leave in the bottom of my rucksack, and it's more or less always with me and requires no effort or thought. I don't even think about whether I will need it or not, I carry it with me always. The only thing I make sure I do is to put it straight back in my rucksack once I've finished using it, so that I don't forget it, and if I'm planning on going shopping, I might bring more. I'm not perfect, and I have once or twice been using a different bag and not had it with me, but I've now purchased a grand total of 2 or 3 plastic bags over the last 6 months, and if everyone reached that stage, we will be laughing. Bonus tip: if you do end up purchasing a plastic bag, you can reuse this for future shopping trips, or you can use it as a bin liner. Some people will probably be annoyed that I'm suggesting this because it involves plastic ending up in landfill, but we have to accept that none of us are perfect, and it's better to reuse this plastic bag as a bin liner instead of using a purposely made bin liner which has only served one purpose, at least this will have served 2. Tip number 2 is to bring a reusable water bottle, or to stop buying plastic water bottles. You are paying for water and for plastic that is going to end up in the ground. Bonus tip: I have found that canteens, as in the metal ones, are the best because they hardly ever leak. There are plenty of water fountains at my uni where I can refill them, and many coffee shops will now do it for you for free, especially if you're purchasing a coffee. There is an app and a website called Refill, and if you go there you can see all of the places. You can download the app and it will show you the nearest place where there's a coffee shop or a shop that will fill up your water bottle for free for you. If not, it may be slightly better to use a larger bottle that will last you all day. So again, this is a really obvious tip that you've heard about, but the point is, do this all of the time. Keep a water bottle in your rucksack. Keep a tote bag in your rucksack. Rather than telling you a million different things to do to reduce plastic, my advice for people who are just starting out would be take the small things, the obvious things, and just do them until you never not do them. I cannot remember the last time I purchased a drink in a plastic bottle. If I ever do want to purchase a drink, I will try and buy something in a can, because cans are very easily recyclable. So if I don't have a water bottle with me, I will purchase something in a can. But I can't remember the last time I purchased a single-use drink in a plastic bottle. There are also companies now that are starting to sell water in cans and cartons, and I think this is great, and I think that should be a lot more accessible, especially for events and festivals. I know Glastonbury Festival tried to go plastic free, and they had all these refill stations where you could fill up your water bottle, but it caused chaos because it was on a really hot weekend and there were nowhere near enough refill stations. So I think what they should have done is sold water in cans. Obviously there's still a lot of waste involved, but it's really easily recyclable waste. Lastly, take a reusable coffee cup with you to a coffee shop. The thing that sealed this for me was deciding that I was simply not going to buy plastic coffee cups anymore. Although they look like paper, they're actually lined with plastic, and so they're not recyclable at all. If I don't have my reusable cup with me, I either sit down and have a drink of coffee in a mug, or I don't buy it. Sure, I have made 1 or 2 exceptions over the last 6 months, but only 1 or 2, and I'm even stricter with myself these days than I used to be. The ultimate hack would be to keep your coffee cup in your bag at all times, but I often pack a lot of stuff when I go to the library and I don't have space for this. I am highly considering buying a collapsible one. My problem with these is that they don't look very sturdy, and I'm always worried I would like squish it, because most of the collapsible ones are made from rubber and they don't look very sturdy. But Costa are now selling like a concertinaed metal collapsible one, and I'm very intrigued by that. And although I don't really need it because I have like 6 different coffee cups already, I'm very tempted to buy that one just because it's collapsible and then I could leave it in my rucksack. Bonus tip for this one is, don't worry if your cup is dirty from a previous coffee that you've had earlier that day when you go to the coffee shop. Most baristas really don't care, and they will have, a lot of them now have machines where they can quickly wash. They have like this special tap that like quickly power washes your cup, so they really do not care if that bothers you. So yeah, those are my tips. As I said, just focus on doing these things every day, and once you've mastered those, then find another tip and pull that into your life and get that to the stage where you do it all of the time. I think that's a much more sustainable way to approach being zero waste or using less plastic than trying to do all of the things at once and ending up doing random things all of the time. I think you should like pick one thing at a time and get it working solidly, and then yeah, okay, cool. I am Louise. You can follow me on Instagram at @LouiseWasLife if you want to learn more about me, and I will see you very soon with another very helpful video, I'm sure.